YouTube. You could be anywhere in this world, but you're right here with us. So thank you for joining us. I'm Chris, and this black guy over here is Dave.
Shit.
And it's time to
So,
break down some charts. What's good, Dave?
and everything, man. Everything's good. We're very fortunate to be better than good and better than most. So, what's up, guys? Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're at in this shiny blue planet. Like Chris said, we're going to just be chopping up some quick pairs. I don't think that we're going to get too in-depth into this analysis, as we really couldn't spot any great opportunities for the week. The volatility is here in the markets. However, we're not really seeing our setups
We're
in some
staying
of the
away, in
areas.
other words.
Yeah, man, or the good plays that we normally identify to siphon money out of the markets. However, the CAD yen is still a pretty good chart for us. And then we will also be breaking down the CAD franc because we're getting similar narratives and good structures that we like to play with on those pairs. So right now, I still believe that we are in a risk-on type of environment. That said, most safe havens are going to be less in demand. A lot of risk-on pairs or risk currencies and commodities are going to be in high demand. So we're going to want to be looking to play these trades to the upside and see if we can spot any short-term intraday opportunities. As we've discussed in some prior videos, we are expecting some pretty decent upside for the CAD yen. We are anticipating that at some point in time, this level gets interacted with. We get some contact around that price point, around the 84, 86, and then we might look to find some short plays if we start to get some similar structures that we look for at those highs. But right now, I do believe we can continue to see some upside movement. We got a little footprint there, major
Nice
clue.
stop hunt. Took out that structure right there on your left, Dave, and
Yep,
that last low from 2017. There you go.
exactly, bro. And these setups are fractal in nature. What you'll see on shorter time frames is what you'll see on higher time frames, and the same principles apply. But you want to focus more on higher time frame structures because these are the ones that are going to be given more weight. Reason being is because these are where big players and big institutions are focusing the bulk of their attention. Big institutions don't really give a fuck about like small intraday profits. They really don't, because they're trading with massive size. They need to deploy big orders. And truth be told, they have more resources, more information, and more time on their hands to hold trades for longer periods of time. So it makes sense for them to want to look at higher time frames. So identify the narratives, build your plans, your playbook, and identify your setups on higher time frames, and then look to exploit that on shorter time frames or shorter time compressions. So narrative still stands. We are going to be longing the CAD yen despite the weakness that we have been seeing as of late. That's absolutely fine. So that doesn't necessarily mean that we're just going to continue to tank, or we could, but that's why we're going to go ahead and scope in on lower time compressions to see if we can find anything worth taking. So let me go ahead and clean this up. Let's go ahead and go into the hourly. So what happened last week? We got this massive sell-off. Nice little break of structure. We got a little peak formation high. Took out this low like we discussed in a prior video. Go back and check it out. We can't make this stuff up. Reaction, trap, liquidity, excursion, stop hunt, liquidity manipulation, whatever the fuck you want to call it. Now we're back above the prior low point that it put. We got our confirmed range. 1, 2 test, 1, 2 test at the lows. So it's a pretty obvious level or price structure for us to work within. And why are we longing? You know, when you see this move, most people would assume that maybe this is a good opportunity to take it to the downside. The reason we're longing is because we believe this to be an accumulation zone. The reason for that is because it is right underneath a very, very solid key level for us, around the 79, solid round number. We usually get, if big orders are being deployed, we talked about this in a prior video, where the levels of significance for us are solid round numbers and at the midpoints of those solid round numbers, or the 50s, if you would. And usually distribution phases and accumulation phases happen right above those levels or underneath those levels. Well, we're underneath the 79. Based off the order flow, we know longs got cleaned out of their orders. Maybe if we scope in on the 15-minute, we might get a much more accurate view of what an accumulation zone looks like. That's what we like to see. This right here is of massive interest to Chris and I.
Yep.
This type of price action, because we've seen it several times. Yeah, dude, this is our bread and butter setup, man. We've seen this shit over and over. You get your false break, your fake out, your pull back inside the range. It might consolidate. Hell, it might even take out that low again. Might just London Open. We might get some weakness. Another type of manipulation setup. Break through the level. Come back, clean out that level again, and then move to the upside. And we would be targeting the highs. Reason being is because we know sellers are still in profit from last week holding those trades. And we believe, off the work that we've done, the narrative that we've constructed for ourselves, that if there's still upside to be had on the CAD yen, maybe like an extra couple hundred pips of movement, that monthly high is going to be taken out. It would make sense for us. And then we could potentially look to hold it past those highs if we get the opportunity to do so, and if the narrative still stands. But right now, we believe we are in an accumulation zone phase. Given that, we want to be looking for long plays. Chris and I are already long. I know a lot of people, you hear it a lot in the trading industry, don't trade against the trend, don't do this and that. Well, Chris and I do a lot of things that are, believe it or not, contrary to popular belief, and it makes us money. Now, I'm not saying do the opposite of what everybody else is doing and you're off to the path of wealth, but generally what everybody's doing in the markets is not in their benefit. You generally want to be a contrarian in the markets. Yeah, sure, we might be wrong on our idea, but based off what we believe in, based off our setups, based off the way we view things, we believe that the CAD yen is going to be a solid long for the week. And Chris and I are already long, and we'll go ahead and show you that in a bit after we're done with our breakdown. But yeah, this is what we call an accumulation zone structure. Just write that there.
You see, Dave, right there between right before the stop hunt, Dave, literally right before the stop hunt, down there in the bottom.
Yeah, this.
You see that? Yeah, right there. You see that structure right there? It literally looks like a box right there, where they were able to hold price in the box. Yeah, right there. You see that?
Yes, sir. And price started to create that inefficiency. It was putting in this low, put in another low, but wasn't getting aggressive with it. Started to chop sideways, comes back.
Check out that wick right there, the one you just marked. You know how many people were enticed to go for a long there? For those retail traders that love going for like a double bottom or something like that?
Could be double bottom. I don't even know what the hell that is. I don't even study like candlestick patterns, but it could be a hammer, an arrow. The point is that when usually retail traders, they see that, they're stimulated to take a trade in that direction, even when the context, it might be correct, but they're just a little early on their timing, and then boom, and then you get that massive close back inside the range. That's a pretty good footprint to us. That's a pretty good signal for us to want to look for long plays. But yeah, generally, this is the type of structure that we're interested when we are looking for long plays, or when Chris and I believe that maybe this might be the low for the week. We're not in the business of calling tops and bottoms, but generally, there are specific structures that you can identify that can give you an accurate assessment of what price is likely to do in the coming days and in the coming weeks. So that's pretty much it. Chris and I were already long. We've been taking longs inside this box. It doesn't matter. You need to think like a big institution. So we didn't get in exact. Normally, we're very very good at catching these exact moments and excursions. But, you know, lately Chris and I, we've been busy with a lot of other stuff. So we haven't been on our game per se, but any entering long around anywhere in this structure is still a good play. You need to think like a big institution. It's called an accumulation zone for a reason, because people are accumulating orders there. So anything within the vicinity of these price levels are, in our opinion, good time to go long. As long as your stop is right a couple ticks below this low, because at that point our idea is invalidated. We don't want to be holding a trade long if the market continues to tank, because we're wrong. But yeah, if you're not too keen on taking a long now, just maybe wait for some more weakness before you take a long. Maybe wait for a breach outside the box, a stop hunt inside the box, what we usually call our London flush setup. I don't know if we'll get that with the CAD yen, and then you'll get some upside. You can look to target the high of this point, or the midpoint of the range, as we like to call it, and then you could run your targets right back at the high here. So just off the trades that we're in, I kind of was just accumulating a couple positions there. So I'm not going to give you an accurate assessment of where I'm at, but it's somewhere around there. I would say it's around
It's
these
like a
78.
1.275 maybe, if I had to guess. Have we run into those highs?
Yeah, bro. I've just been taking trades here, but I would say if we were to take targets, we could take it at the 79.300. You're looking at about a 1.34. Back at the highs, not about a 1 to 3.53. Not too shabby, man.
Not bad at all.
Yeah, not bad at all. So if you're getting much more accurate entries and you're really tightening those stops, you can maximize your reward relative to the risk that you take. But at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. As long as it's a good trade idea and you can profit from it, that's really it. So that's it for the CAD yen. I don't know if you want to go ahead and break down the CAD franc on your end, Chris.
Yes, sir. If you don't mind shooting me, host, Dave.
Yes, absolutely. Stop share whenever you're ready. Also, this is never financial advice. We got to throw those disclaimers out there because we know there's always going to be that one jackass that is just going to start pointing fingers. This is never financial advice. Manage your risk accordingly. Understand any of the risks associated with trading the foreign exchange market or any leverage products. Boom. How's that for a disclaimer? Also, hit that like, subscribe, and leave us some comments, man. We love hearing you guys' positive feedback. Thank you so much for all of that. We genuinely appreciate it. Chris and I extend our sincere gratitude from the bottom of our hearts. And thank you so much for all the love and support. Literally, we can't thank any of you enough for that. So, yeah, we hope this analysis stuff helps, and we hope our videos are starting to really help your performance as traders. So, take it away, Chris.
Yes, sir. Thanks for the love, guys. I appreciate that as well. So, I actually exited this trade already, but I kind of wanted to break down on why I thought it worked out perfectly. I was actually looking at the daily chart the whole time, and I tend to trade the smaller time frames, but for me, the play was on the daily, so I stayed on the daily too. I took profit. So I actually entered on this candlestick right here, and the reason why I entered is clearly right here. Traders were trapped to take the long. They took the bounce, and before this candle closed, right? When it was up here, it must have enticed so many traders to want to go ahead and take the long. What ended up happening is they got trapped in the play. They weren't able to take profit either here or probably here where they were aiming for. And they stayed in the play. Logical place to put their stop losses would be right under and any structure that they can play.
Could I just chime in real quick, Chris?
Go ahead, brother.
Yeah, so just a little bit of details, guys. I know Chris and I didn't cover this pair in any of our prior videos. Chris is just very quickly going over a trade that he took on this pair and why it was a successful play for him, and we will show you the results because Chris made a pretty buck off this one. So yeah, we didn't get to cover a video on it, but he is breaking down why he took the trade and why it was a successful play. So
and like plays like this, I love, Dave. Like where you kind of have to put yourself in the shoes of other traders to figure out what were they thinking. Those are my favorite, bro. So that's why I thought it was worth the breakdown because every time I have a play that I have a thought process like that, it always ends up being a good trade.
Yes, sir. It's all meta games, bro. Trying to be one step ahead of your competition.
Yep. So I actually took profit after I got like some break of structure because clearly we're gonna get that upside and most likely these highs are gonna get invalidated. So I was able to exit if I would have been less stingy, but at the end of the day, I mean I'm grateful that I'm extracting money from the market.
Hmm.
I probably could have made a little more money and if I would have took profit at these lows, but like you said earlier, Dave, we're not here to call lows. We're just here to make some money. So
Yeah, that's right.
um,
That's right.
yeah. So if you zoom in into the smaller time frames, it looks very similar to the CAD yen actually. Very, very similar.
Hmm.
Yep. And let me show you guys the pretty buck I made on that. And I was holding on to this for like maybe about I held it over the past week, over market close, which I don't tend
Yeah.
to. But once again, if I would have took profit last night, I would have made a lot prettier buck. But I made about 1,500. Not bad. It's pretty
Yeah,
good.
not bad, man. That's pretty good. I mean, for a week, that's not too bad. That's a month. That's a monthly salary you're making right there, bro.
Very, very true.
So yeah, we've been pretty active on our Discord, guys. It's a lot of the plays that we show. That's Chris taking the trades. Yeah, I don't know if you want to show them the when you actually took the trade, bro,
Yeah.
or
Let me
you
see if I
holding
can
the
find
trade.
it. Yeah,
Yeah,
because I took it last week, but I'm sure I'll find it. Oh, here's
there.
yeah, here's a position right here
Oh,
that I took.
it's fucking savage too, man. Like
Yeah.
just
The moment I saw that daily close like that, guys, I took the trade, and I just kept adding after every daily close. I know I my stop loss. I didn't lower my stop loss, but I was already lowering my stop loss and putting it on top of every daily candle. I
yeah,
just kept writing
and
it down.
that's all. And we were very quick to take profits on that, as you guys saw that the markets can flip on a dime. Because if you don't understand the psychological nuances that go into certain market structures or price action, you're just going to give up your profit. So even though Chris gave up some profit, he still managed to secure a big chunk of that.
Yeah.
We were actually talking about it over the phone one day in one of our private conversations where it's just like maybe we don't want to be holding it further down. We might get a sharp bounce, or that might actually be a stop hunt to take it to the long side. So you want to make sure that when you're taking trades, you understand all the contingencies that go into it, and you know where to take your profits, you know why you're taking your profits, you know why you're entering, exiting, all that stuff, and you will see your consistency improve.
And check out this beautiful setup by one of our members.
Oh, bro, that was so beautiful too, man. Look at that. Let's just you got there you go. This is the stuff that these guys are. The reason a lot of our students are making money is because they invest a tremendous amount of time in sharpening their craft, learning our method, the principles that we teach. And as you can see, you got your accumulation zone, you got your fake out, your accumulation box, your stop hunt at the highs, and then you get your profit release stage. And there you go. Look, so he made his first target. TP2 was made, and I'm pretty sure he's sitting on TP3. The reason accumulation zones happen is because maybe the prior week you got a shakeout type of market, which is what we actually believe is going on with the CAD yen. Prior week you had a shakeout market, shaking out a lot of the weak longs, and now we're starting to get that upside. And shorts are still in profit, so the narrative makes sense to take it to the upside.
Yeah, and here's another member, one of our members, T Scott here, took a short on the USD yen. I think it was Friday. That's his entry right there, and then I broke down the chart for him just because I think he was busy, and it was a beautiful trade. It worked out perfectly.
Whew, man. Telling you guys,
He
this
took
is
it around here, entered on the break of structure. He had his take profit right midpoint, and we're in the bottom. Worked out perfectly for him.
there you go. There is no excuse why you can't succeed as a trader. These are everyday Joes like you and I. There's nothing particularly special than us or about us other than we have the work ethic to commit to our craft, to take it very seriously, and to understand the dangers and the possibilities that come with trading. Trading is a big responsibility, guys. Like literally, this is where all your dreams can come true or your nightmares materialize into reality.
Yeah.
Because you can lose large amounts of money if you're not careful. But as long as you have edge, you have a solid framework and method and process that you can adhere to, a solid understanding of the financial markets, you should be fine. And you're watching a lot of us make money, and we're showing you that. Once again, it's never to brag or to boast, but it's to illuminate that it is a possibility for you. So this is a lot of the stuff that we're teaching. And if you guys need some sense of guidance, Chris and I are always here to help. If you guys decide to want to be part of our Discord, go ahead and leave a comment below or email us. Our assistant will get back to you, or Chris and I, one of us will get back to you. And we will do our absolute best to teach you a consistently profitable method that Chris and I use every single day, day in and day out, year after year, something that we've been back testing for years. It's what's gotten us here.
Yeah.
So
And if I can add to that, Dave, I think another thing that separates us from, I mean, other market gurus is like we're walking you through every step of our process. We're giving you the idea before we even enter. We show our entry, our thoughts during the trade. If like we're feeling a certain way, there's something we don't like, and then whatever the result is.
yeah, like Chris said, exactly, man. I'm glad you brought that up because we're not perfect traders. There are moments in our Discord where sometimes we even doubt ourselves. We're like, you know what, mate, this trade ain't working out. We need to clock it. Or all of our students get to see a real trader in action, like the emotional thoughts that come into play. Like when Chris and I take a setup and it's just not moving in our favor, sometimes we'll be like, yo, bro, this shit is testing our patience. It's not going in our favor. Maybe we need to clock the trade. Sometimes it's the best decision. Sometimes it's the wrong decision. But everybody gets to see us be as transparent as possible and let them know that, dude, we all struggle with certain biases, deficiencies. But at the end of the day, if you have edge, you're going to make money over the long term. This is plain and
Exactly.
simple. But
To
no
back,
trader is perfect.
Yep. And to back that up, just yesterday I posted this play. There's Aussie yen on a long. I literally entered the idea. This was at 4 o'clock. Showed my entry. Whoever took it, and we talked about it. And ended up working out. And literally, I woke up. I gave my thoughts on it. I said it's just moving sideways, testing my patience. And one of our other members, Captain P, agreed with me. Said Mondays are shit. I think he took the trade as well, which I agree. Mondays are shit. So I knew that I was willing to take some sideways ranging on this trade here. If you guys look at this, if you guys look at this, kind of save this on in your mind, and you look at it now. Look at that, guys.
Mm-hmm. All you got to do is wait, bro. Trading is a game of patience. And patience is so, we can't teach you that. That's just the one thing. We can break down a chart. We can equip you with the skill sets. But patience and mastering your self-control is just the two things that we cannot teach you. That is going to come through your own individual experience, your journey, and trial and error. Every trader is unique in this business. Literally, every single trader is unique, and your experiences are going to vary. So that's the only thing that's separate. Because once you have your method, it's just mastering your mental element. And once you have that down, it's just sky high from here. But
Yep.
if you
And
don't
this
get
is. I'm sorry, dude. Go
no,
ahead.
man, go for it. I was just gonna say if you don't get that down, it's gonna be a very difficult process for you.
Yep. And I just wanted to show our entry for that CAD to make sure that we put our money where the mouth is. This is my entry on the CAD. Plugged in my stop loss right under that structure. I was able to enter at 78, like 830. And then I entered a smaller position as well right now where it's currently at.
Mm-hmm.
So
Dig
that's
that.
my entry. And here's my Aussie yen working out for me perfect.
Woo, man,
Almost
look
there.
at that. God damn, man.
And then my boy Dave over here showed his as well. Got a nice little tight entry right here. He's already in some pretty greens too.
Hell yeah, bro. Easy baby rack. So
Yep.
easy $1,000 I ever made. But yeah, we'll see how it plays out in the morning. We will keep you guys updated. You know, it's not just us just showing us that. It's not just us trying to show you that. Oh yeah, we're temporarily making money right now because it's not money up until it's actually booked profit. So anything could happen, man. This shit could just tank on us tomorrow morning. We hope not, but it's if it does, at least you'll get to see us be transparent about it, and you'll get to see the money that we lose because Chris and I, we pride ourselves on being transparent. How else do you know whether somebody is practicing what they preach if they're not showing you results, good or bad? We don't cherry pick our results. We show you good and bad.
Yep.
So that you see, it says that no trader can win 100% of the time. That's not the way this business works. You can win more than you lose, but you can't win all the time. It's called life, and it's called being a grown up. So yeah, man, I think we did a good job. I think that was all we had to really cover. We hope that you guys got some immense value from this. And we will continue to keep you updated. If Chris and I do see anything that's of interest to us during the week, right now we just couldn't really find anything. then we will make another video, and we'll do our absolute best to try to make it in real time, because we don't want you guys to miss opportunities. We want you guys to take it with us as well. So yeah, right now, Cadien, and that's all we really have to offer. And we hope that any of the information that we covered was very insightful. We hope that you guys focus on your process. We hope that all of you are starting to feel more confident in trading and less afraid of actually testing your metal in the proving grounds, because you can do it. You just got to have faith in yourself. You got to believe that it is a possibility, and most importantly, get your ass to work. It's not going to just happen by wishy-washy positive thinking. Like, at the end of the day, you got to put in the goddamn work.
Yep. Trading is all try and error. You gotta go out and
Yes,
figure
we
out
do.
your game, your weaknesses, your strengths. If you're just sitting back, just trying to learn a method, there's only so much that you can do by doing that. You need to figure out how that method caters to your personality, to your bad behaviors, to your good behaviors, and then you figure a method. You figure some type of system within the method, and at that point, you really like everyone's completely different.
I agree. I agree. You couldn't have closed that any better. So we love you guys. Thank you so much for spending this time with us. Once again, thank you so much for all the love, support, the comment, the feedbacks, everything, man. It's just amazing to see that we're growing, that we're reaching out to even some amount of people. That's all Chris and I really want. Whether it goes any further than this or not, it doesn't matter to us. At the end of the day, Chris and I were just doing this to just help that person somewhere out there that might need this information,
Yep.
to give them that little sense of hope. But you guys have been awesome. Seriously, thank you so much. And if you have any questions, please go ahead and ask them in the comment section. Also, just give us some feedback. Tell us what you like. Is there anything that we can improve upon? Is there anything that you'd like to see? We do have some pretty cool stuff coming down the line as well. We will be talking about much more sophisticated elements of our method, walk through some training. It's not just always going to be analysis updates. We will walk you through some training stuff, how to formulate your own individual method and things like that, how to trade the way that we trade, why we see the things that we do, and how to really up your edge in this business. And how, most importantly, how to treat it like a business, because this is a business, man. It's not for the faint of heart. So yeah, hit that like button, subscribe, hit that notification button if you want to stay up to date with everything that we post, and just leave a comment, because it really helps the YouTube algorithm. We really want to get this content to as many people as possible, because you don't know who's struggling out there. You really don't, and we want to let you know that we're here to help in any way that we can, because we know what the struggle is.
Yeah, you're
Chris
not
and I,
you're not alone. We all been there.
yeah, we're no strangers to the pain, the failures, the falls, the blowing up of accounts. We've been through it all, man, and we just want to help someone prevent that, because
Yep.
it's not an easy thing to go through alone. But
And don't take it for granted, because all that stuff is worth it. I'm so glad I went through all that stuff.
yeah, it only toughens you up, man.
Yep.
It only makes you a better person. It wisens you up, it toughens you up, and it makes you really respect. To me, I think trading, it's just crazy how it distorts your perception of money, bro. You have this massive respect and care for your money, not like this just weird greed, but I mean, like, you actually respect your money, because you know that in a blink of an eye you can lose it. But you also have this sense of distortion about it, because you also know how quickly you can make it. So there's this sense of respect but indifference towards your money, because, dude, what I used to believe back then, if I had $1,000 in my savings account, I felt rich as hell, because I had never had that amount of money, man. I know what it's like to be broke. I know what it's like to struggle. I know what it's like to not have money, to have a wall of debt on your back. But now $1,000, like to Chris and I, or even 2Gs, or maybe a 5-figure sum if we manage to hit a pretty decent trade, it just kind of feels like normal. And that's so weird to say, dude. It's just so weird to say, like, that's what's normal to us. And it's a blessing. We don't take that for granted. So we want to be able to make sure that you guys feel that same feeling, and that you get on this boat, because money isn't everything, but it's important, whether you like it or not. It's very important. And trading is just a badass way to get some of that cake, man. It really
Yeah.
is. So that's all I gotta say. Want to add anything to that, Chris?
I think the process is what's really worth it. For me, it's like I'm totally over the money, because if it was for the money, I wouldn't even be in this game. I've lost so much money when I started. I still ask myself, why was how am I still standing?
Yeah, man.
So for me, it was a process that made it worth it, bro. That's what it was.
It's the process of growth that you can't put a price tag on that. When you
Yeah.
start to see the shit that you're willing to go through, because no rational human being, like any sane human being, would just instantly quit, bro. And dude, just because you quit, that doesn't make you a lesser human being. You are in the right state of mind to never ever want to invest a single dime in the markets, because this is a pretty brutal business. And some people, they come out with nothing, bro. Like they get their ass handed to them so bad, and at the end of the day, the most heartbreaking thing about it all is that they walk away with nothing, except maybe blown accounts, all their life savings gone, and know the lessons learned. But those people who have the resilience and the grit to just stick it out, no matter how crazy it is, the markets will reward you at some point in time. But everybody's journey is going to be different. Stop worrying. Stop comparing yourself to other people. Stop worrying about the woulda, shoulda, couldas. Why you're not where you're at in your life. Everybody's journey is different, and your journey is unique to you. And you will get there when you get there. I hate to sound so esoteric right now, but there was this beautiful quote that I read from Ralph Waldo Emerson, and he said that nothing in nature is ever too late or too early. It's just on time. And that means it will happen when it happens for you. Just enjoy the process. Be grateful for the process. Things will manifest themselves in their own time for you. And as long as you're putting in the work, uh, you need not fear for what the future holds in store for you. So, yeah, enjoy the process. Chris brings up an amazing point. Enjoy that process, because at the end of the day, once you make the money, what else do you have? You only have the process. Because the money is going to keep coming, and it's not going to stimulate you anymore. It's not going to bring you any happiness. It's not going to bring you any joy. But the process of getting better every single day and refining and calibrating your method, thinking like a goddamn sniper, trying to be that predator in the fucking markets, that apex predator, the
Oof,
wolf
oof.
among sheep. That's it, man. It's over. Like that is what gets me revved up every morning, knowing that I'm still, every day is just a stepping stone to be the best possible version of myself. And that's what Chris and I love. And we hope that a lot of you guys are pursuing that similar philosophy, because money won't make you happy. It won't make you unhappy, but it won't make you happy. Being the best version of yourself will, because that at the end of the day, that's what fucking sticks with you. So yeah, man. Yeah, it's just
And with other people as well, not just with yourself.
hell yeah, dude. When you got a team that's side by side with you, that in which you're all growing, damn, that you can't put a price tag on that, man, because that's what it's all about.
Real
Like,
squad goals.
yeah, man, just leave your mark on the earth, even if it's a small contribution. Just leave your mark, because as Chris and I mentioned earlier, you really don't know who you're helping, whose life you're changing, whose whose life you're setting up for a better potential future. That right there, the universe never fails to reward that. So I know we got a little esoteric and wishy-washy here, but yeah, Chris and I, we're big believers that good comes back to you. If you're true in nature and purpose, good will always come back to you. And we're just very blessed to be where we're at. And we hope that we can get a lot of the retail space up on board with the top percentile professional traders, and that you guys can help someone somewhere out there. Because if we can do that, we can make the world just a little bit shittier, a little bit less shittier, excuse me, a little bit less shittier, man. Leave it better than we found it, and to pave the way forward for the people that will come after us. Because if it's not for that, what the hell is the point of living? So trading is just an amazing business for us. I know some people might not see it that way, but Chris and I, we fucking love this shit, man. It's just crazy. Like, trading is just diving into the fucking matrix, or this rabbit hole that never ends, and you trying to make sense of the unknown. That what I just communicated to you doesn't even make sense in and of itself, but we make sense out of it. That's
Mhm.
crazy. You're trying to make sense of something that doesn't make sense. And the fact that you can get compensated very well for that, sign me up, man. Sign me up.
It's a beautiful way to end it, Dave. Just want to say I love you, brother, and that's it, bro.
Yeah, I love you too, man. I love you to hell and back. Chris and I love all of you. Thank you so much for spending this time with us. It's been an honor and a pleasure. And we will catch you next time or sometime this week. So stay hungry, y'all. Trade safe, trade smart, trade well. Most importantly, have fun with this shit, y'all.
Yes,
Deuces.
sir.